Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Soul Kids. And welcome back to our series, I'm in Trouble! We're learning some important ways that we can handle the trouble that comes our way. But first, I wonder how your week has been at school this week. Did you have a good week? Did you have an okay week? Or did you have a not so okay week? Can you show me your thumbs now? Ooh. Well, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like you were all alone? Maybe you were actually around other people, but for some reason, you felt as if you were all alone. You maybe felt that no one noticed you or no one understood you. Have you ever felt that way? You know, in times of trouble, it is really easy for us to feel all alone. We'll feel like no one understands and no one cares. All we think about is our trouble, so we assume that no one else cares about us. So what do you do when you feel alone? That is what we're going to be thinking about today. But before we get into it, let's watch our introduction video.
Hi kids, it's me Kevin. Sorry I'm late. My dog Benny got out of the backyard and it took me an hour before I found him. He was scared and all alone in an alley. If you've ever been scared and all alone before, raise your hand. Me too. But the good news is we are never truly alone. Remember, when I'm in trouble, God's there on the double.
I'm always going to be alone for the rest of my life.
Well, hello there, Simon.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, kids.
What's wrong, Simon?
I'm all alone in this great, big, lonely world of ours.
Why do you think you're all alone? I'm here. The kids are here. And most importantly,
I'm all alone because I was planning to hang out with my friends today and nobody showed up.
none of them?
No, not a single one.
Maybe there was a mix-up.
No way. Everyone was excited because the park we were going to just built this great big slide. We were all going to slide down it to see who would be the fastest, and then
Wait, are you talking about the church picnic that we're having in the park?
Yes, that's the one.
Simon, that's next week.
What?
The picnic is next week. Your friends didn't leave you. You showed up a week early.
Oh, so I'm not alone?
Nope. And even if your friends didn't show up, you're still not alone because God will always be there no matter what trouble you find yourself in.
You are so right. Thanks for reminding me that I never have to face troubles alone because God is with me. Thanks, Kevin. Bye, kids.
Bye, Simon. Remember, kids, God is with you, even when you're alone. Today, you will hear the story of a young man named David who had to run for his life and was all alone in a dark cave. But he could say the same thing we can say. When I'm in trouble, God's there on the double. Well, until next time, I'm Kevin. See you later.
You know, when we're going through trouble, it is easy for us to feel like we are all alone. But God has promised that He will never leave us. We may feel alone, but we are not alone. You know, our game this week is another superhero rescue race. You know, someone is in trouble and they need to be rescued. Will the red or the blue superhero save the woman this time? Who do you think is going to save the woman this week? Let's take a look. You know, our song this week is called Good, Good Father. You know, there's a line in the song that says, and that I'm never alone. God is pleased with us and he is always good. He is a good dad who will never leave us. So let's get off our sofas, get off our chairs, and let's sing and do the actions to our song this week called Good, Good Father.
I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like, but I've heard tender whispers of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers only you can provide, 'cause you know just what we need before we say a word. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. And I'm loved by you. You are perfect in all of your ways. Perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are.
Now it's time for our Bible story. Today we'll look at a story from David's life before he was king, when he was all alone. Let's take a look at what happened.
Hey kids, my name is Ashton. Do you know what time it is? It's Bible story time. We talked about King David in our last lesson. Today, let's look at a story from David's life before he was king. David fought and defeated the giant named Goliath. The people thought David was a hero. The people loved David, but the king did not. King Saul was very jealous of David. King Saul was angry that people loved David more than they loved him. So King Saul vowed that he was going to kill David. Oh no! David had to run for his life. He must have felt so scared. The king had soldiers everywhere looking for David. David spent years of his life running from King Saul. He found a cave called Adullam. It was there that David spent a lot of his time. David was supposed to be a hero, but instead, he was a lonely man hiding in a cave. Something you may not know about David is that he was a songwriter. David is the man who wrote most of the songs we find in the book of Psalms in the Bible. While David was sad and alone in the cave of Adullam, he picked up his harp and began to write a song. You might think that David would write a sad song. After all, he was facing some really big trouble. But most believe this is when he wrote a joyful song. God helped David remember that he was not alone. God was with him, even in the cave. What David wrote teaches us what we need to remember when we feel alone in our trouble. God is always with us. We are never alone. Even when we're in trouble, God's there on the double. Well, I hope you enjoyed our Bible story. See you around.
You know, David found joy in the cave because God is always with us. We are never alone. Even when we are in trouble, God is there on the double. Now, Kathy's got some thoughts for us this week. Hi, Kathy.
Hello everyone. Today we're thinking about loneliness. I wonder if you've ever felt lonely. Everybody feels lonely sometimes. How does it make you feel? Do you feel sad, or unhappy, or afraid? I wonder if you can think of a name for this soft toy. He's sitting in a corner all on his own. I wonder how he feels. Imagine you're that toy, sitting there on your own. He's far away, there's nobody else around him, so I wonder how he feels. Loneliness makes us feel sad. He might even feel like nobody cares. Feeling lonely is bad, but when we're in times of trouble, it seems even worse. When we go through troubled times, it's easy to feel sad and feel like nobody cares. David went through troubled times. He had to run for his life and hide in a cave. I'm sure David felt lonely in the cave of Adullam. But remember, in troubled times, God reminded David that he was not alone. God was with him. Do you think God's with us when we feel alone and when we face trouble? Yes, of course, God is always with us.
Thanks, Kathy. David wrote in Psalm 34, verse 18, "The Lord is close to the broken-hearted." The Lord is close to the broken-hearted. You know, when you are sad, it's easy to feel you are facing your sadness all by yourself. But you know what? You are not. God is close to you at all times, especially when you are sad because of the trouble you are facing. He is there to help you. You know, in your times of trouble, you can be so focused on your problem that you don't feel like God is with you. You feel like you are all alone. But does that change the fact that God is with you? Of course not. Whether you can see or feel him, the fact is that God is with you in your times of trouble. All you have to do is call on God, and God hears you. You are never alone. Let's pray to finish off this week. Dear God, thank you that you are with us all the time, even if we can't feel or see you. God, please help us when we feel alone, especially as we can't see our friends and family at the moment due to lockdown. Thank you that you are always with us and you are with them. We are never alone. Thank you that you are a good, good Father. Amen. Well, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed this week, and I'll see you next time for another I'm in Trouble. But remember, you are never alone. God is always with you. See you next week, everybody. Bye.